Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to OKKO Let's Be Heroes episode 10. So yeah, we're only doing one episode this time, and really the reason is simple. It's because I misjudged time for today. You see, I had this to record, OKKO, I had My Hero to record, plus I forgot initially that I had to do the lawn, I had to mow the lawn and do the dishes. And on top of that, I still had the live stream to do today as well. So, that's a lot to take care of. And I completely misjudged, and I also turned around the schedule for the stream and ended up doing the stream at 4 p.m. today. It's currently 5:28, and while I do have My Hero recorded and all, I have not done the lawn, I have not done the dishes yet. So, I'm going to be recording this. I'm going to go out and do the lawn. I'm going to come back in while I'm resting from doing that. I'm going to edit and start uploading things, and then do the dishes. And hopefully I'll be able to get all that done before my dad gets home. I mean, if he gets home before I'm done with the dishes, as long as I'm started on them, I should be fine. But either way, in the meantime, let's talk about what we got here. So, in the last set of episodes, we had with Dendi introduced, and that was like the best episode of this show so far. It was, I hope, the good turning point for the show to where it really starts to get really good. Now, as I said, just like with Steven Universe, there's going to be these episodes that aren't as good coming up. There's going to be some weaker ones still, and it's going to progressively get better and better, though. Now, I don't know what to expect with today's episode. I know nothing about it. We'll just kind of have to see. Yeah, I'm really excited to find out, though. I'm really hoping that this continues to go in the right direction. I have a lot of hope and faith for the series, so we'll see. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. I'm a little conflicted on this episode. It may seem like I was really enjoying it, and I was, but that's why I'm conflicted, because I really did enjoy this episode. I thought it was really fun and entertaining to watch. But I'm confused as to what it was trying to teach the viewer. A lot of these shows, this one included, do have these type of episodes where they are partially educational. They try to teach this lesson or moral or that kind of thing to its viewers, whether the viewers be the intended audience of children or the adult audience who watches as well. In this case, the episode at first seemed to be teaching the idea of trying not to escalate a situation, which is a good message. It's the idea of using your words and all doesn't always work, but the message alone isn't bad. Like, just trying not to escalate a situation any further. And it soon became, try not to escalate a situation you can't handle. Which implies that if you can handle the situation when it's escalated, go right ahead. That's kind of what it's saying. It's like, it almost seemed like it was trying to excuse Carol's behavior. Even though she, in the end, went against her own lesson to KO. And she did punish herself, but I don't really think she's going to stick to that. I mean, honestly, do you really think... She's just saying that to make KO feel better, to be fair. And then the entire ice cream surprise thing was almost manipulative. Getting him to say, no, unground yourself. You don't have to be grounded. Let's go for ice cream surprise and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, she's just trying to make it so that she doesn't have to get punished for it. And it's like, it kind of invalidates the entire lesson, especially coming from her. Because she made things worse, completely ignoring her own advice to her son. And there are some people who will say things like that the parents are allowed to do that because they're adults and they don't need to be restricted as much as kids. And that kind of thing has always been bullshit. If a parent is going to teach their kids something and tell them like, oh, don't do this, and then they go ahead and do it themselves, they're not leading by example. And if you don't lead by example, your kids are going to be less likely to listen to you. If you go off and do the opposite of what you say, your kids aren't going to trust you, and they're going to be more likely to ignore what you say in the future. It's actually damaging to your relationship with your children, as well as damaging to just overall their behavior. And I mean, I know this because I've been in that situation. I have parents who have been extremely hypocritical in those regards. They've told me, oh, don't do this or don't do that, and then they go around and do it, and not just doing it, but doing it so often around me and my siblings that it's like, you're telling us to do something and then showing us that you're doing it and you're influencing us. And it's like, and then some of these parents who say these kinds of things will say like, oh, well, be better than us. It's like, okay, that doesn't excuse your hypocritical behavior here. So it's just, it kind of, the idea of this message here in this episode kind of gets lost when Carol completely goes against it and doesn't receive any real punishment for doing so, other than getting a little beat up. And then in the end, like, if the problem was solved by talking or bargaining or something, then that would have been cool. Like, if the burrito thing that KO tried, if that worked, that would have been great. But the fact that it didn't work, and that the problem did end up having to be solved by escalating the situation, it completely invalidates the entire message. And it's weird to me that they're trying to teach a message, and yet everything they do in the episode goes against teaching that message. I'm sorry, but you can't tell someone to do something and instruct them to do things in a certain way and then go around and do the complete opposite in front of them. That is hypocrisy. And it's only going to negatively affect things. Like, for example, if you want your kids to never smoke, don't smoke in front of them. They're a lot more likely to do so if you smoke in front of them. If you want your kids to, be, like, excellent people and be true and loving to anyone they might end up with in the future, you don't go around and cheat on your spouse. No. That's going to send the opposite message. The entire idea of do what I say, not what I do is extremely damaging and terrible. And it just doesn't work. Because kids are more likely to follow what their parents do than what they say. It's how it's pretty much always been. There are exceptions to that, of course, but kids tend to learn more by seeing what other people do. If they see someone doing something, they're going to think it's okay to do it. Now, like I said, always exceptions, but in the end, I just think this episode really missed the ball. Not even just dropped the ball, just completely missed it in terms of what it was trying to teach its audience. In terms of entertainment, it was great, though. It was really wonderful and entertaining and fun. But it's just like, it just felt like it was trying to teach something and completely failed at it in every aspect. So yeah, I'm just a little confused and mixed in my thoughts on this episode. But I still thought it was, like I said, fun. Tell me in the comments below, though, what you thought of this episode of OKKO Let's Be Heroes. And I once again apologize for only doing one episode today. Hopefully we'll be able to make up for it next week. But that should be it. So, just as a reminder, DuckTales is tomorrow. So we will be getting to that. And we have more stuff to come in the coming days. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles, shed tears along the way, you're still standing.